Hello, my name is Anya Leonard. I'm the founder and director of Classical Wisdom, a site dedicated to bringing ancient wisdom to modern minds. Well, my classics journey began quite young. I come from a classics loving family. I've got editions of my grandmother's Iliad that she shared with her sisters. And I say at the beginning of our Central Greeks book that before I read the classics were read to me. But genuinely, my personal journey with it began with theater. I really was big into theater in high school, and I played in Antigone. And later on, I went to St. John's College in Annapolis and kind of studied it much more deeply. But later on, went and did my master's in University of Edinburgh and continued with the Classic Society. So it's been an ongoing journey. The things I love about the classics, well, there are many. One of the things I love about the classics is actually something that also often infuriates me, in that it's not something that can fit neatly into categorizations. Philosophy and myth and literature, all of these things kind of melt within each other, and you can't sort of neatly put them into these silos that sort of our modern minds are very tempted to do. And so sometimes it's very frustrating, especially when I'm trying to teach my daughter or organize the website or things like that. But it's also very liberating because you're sort of forced to get out of your mindset and to relax and let go of that kind of control and understand how the world can be messy. But another element of it that I love, and this is kind of maybe a selfish one, is that you get to see the world in a whole other light. And the more and more you study it, the more and more you see it everywhere. And it's sort of like having X-ray glasses that, you're walking in through a park and you see a pretty statue. And, it's not just something to look lovely in a garden. You realize it's like a wrathful goddess and it has this level of power and impact. Similarly, when you're reading books, you get all these references and everything just becomes richer. It's sort of like having more spectrum of color in the world. So it's really exciting to be able to see that. But the thing I probably love the most is the perspective it gives, especially because we can really get caught up in our day-to-day lives. And it's amazing when you take a step out, a 2,000-year step out, and see problems in context of what it is in humanity, just what it means to be a good friend, what it means to be a good citizen, what it means to be a good partner, what is good. It's a really fantastic way to sometimes not escape the daily and enter the sublime, but to realize that the sublime can help us with our daily. Well, the classics have certainly influenced my current career because I have been spending the last 14 years dedicated to writing and discussing the ancient world. But previously, like once I finished university, I had many other different careers, and I was in PR in Dubai, and I was an English teacher in Taiwan, and I did app development here in Buenos Aires, and international marketing, and a whole range of different things. So coming back to the classics was a real joy, and since then it's been such a wonderful opportunity to get to sort of engage with these works and texts and to live the life of the mind every day. So I'm very grateful that I get to do this. People who are studying the classics, I think enjoy it, enjoy the works and the texts and the ideas. When you leave university, don't stress out too much about following something very specific. As I was saying before, I mean, I had a whole range of different careers and things long before. And to be honest, what you're doing right now is actually a much better anti-fragile approach, because the jobs that are going to exist in 10, 20 years might be completely different. As I mean, it was certainly the case for me. What I do now just didn't exist when I was in school. So how was I supposed to know what I wanted to do in the future? But if you're living a life with good principles and good ideas, that will help you navigate whatever comes towards you. And whether the world in the future is, completely AI generated and, critical thinking and creative thinking is absolutely essential, or if we have a complete opposite and going back to the basics is essential. I think ironically, you will be best prepared for the future by knowing the wisdom of the past.